This lesson is over standard form and point slope form of lines. So standard form is written up here, ax plus by is equal to c. The biggest thing with this that's a struggle is that a has to be positive and there cannot be any fractions. Those are the biggest things with this. So we're going to put the following in standard form, which again just means the x and y are on the same side is the first step. So add 3x to both sides. So we have 3x plus y is equal to 5. The a is positive, that first number, and there are no fractions, so that is your answer. Number 2 here. It looks like it's in standard form because the x comes first, then the y is equal to constant, whole number. But your first number cannot be negative. If your first number is negative, so technically you can multiply everything by -1, both sides, but really all that does is that changes every sign. So I change my -2 to a +2, my +4 to a -4, and my 7, my -7 turns into a +7. Now that's in standard form. So this is just one other step harder where you have the x on the other side, so move that over to the left. So -5x plus 3y is equal to -8. And same thing as the last one. We have a negative. We don't want that negative. So that's going to be +5x. And then change every sign after that as well. -3y plus 8. Number 4, there's a couple different things you can do with this. I guess I should say you can do it this way, but real quick, I would not recommend this. Whoops. So you have positive 2 over 3x plus y is equal to 4. You're almost there, but we can't have any fractions. So what I would do, instead of doing it this way, I would get rid of the fraction right away. So to get rid of the fraction, the denominator is 3, and so I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So 3 times y is 3y. There the 3's cancel, so we're left with -2x, and 3 times 4 is 12. Now we can get it in standard form. Add the 2x. So now we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. And I would do that on all of them, like this next one. Again, there's fractions. Right away, I would get rid of those fractions. There's a couple other ways to do it. This is what I would do. This one we have two different fractions, a 3 and a 5. So this is where we choose the least common multiple between those. So for this one, 3 and 5 is 15. So I multiply everything by 15. Everything by 15. Not a bad idea to rewrite this so you have more room. But when you do that, the 5 cancels with the 15, but 15 over 5 reduces down to 3. So we still have a 3 left. So 3 times 1y is 3y equals 15 times -1 is -15. And the 3 cancels the 15. Again, 15 over 3 reduces down to 5. So that's 5 times -2x is -10x. So now that you have the fractions gone, obviously that is not easy at all, but that is the hardest part. After that, the rest of it is just solving, which you guys should be getting pretty decent at by now. This next one's in point slope form. And I don't remember, was this one? Oh, I guess we'll learn point slope form more in this lesson coming up in a second. But with point slope form, I'm not going to make you do point slope form very often, if ever, but there are times that I'll give you this equation and say, okay, put this in standard form. So again, I'm not telling you have to use point slope form. I'm just giving this to you and telling you to put it in standard form. Now, it is point slope form. So it does help to know how to do this. So the trick with point slope form is take that denominator and distribute that to the left. Take the numerator and distribute that to the right. So the other way to do this one is you could just distribute the 2 over 5. The only thing that makes a problem is because that sometimes gives you a fraction, 2 over 5 times -3. But you guys' calculators have fraction buttons, so having fractions all of a sudden really isn't too bad if you know how to use your calculator. That said, the way I'm going to do it is the way I learned it from Mr. Ulrich across the hall. Distribute your denominator to the left and your numerator to the right. So we have 5 times y minus 5 times 10. 2 times x minus 6. 2 times 3. And now we want it in standard form, so now to get it in standard form, that was where I add my 50 to both sides. It doesn't matter which order you do this in necessarily. What's that? Plus 44. Then subtract 2x. And this is where a lot of people miss this one. Negative 2x plus 5y is equal to 44. The thing people miss a lot is that that is still negative. So we got rid of all our fractions and we got it all nice, but we still have to do that one extra step of making that positive 2x minus 5y is equal to negative 44. Sorry, that's a negative. You just can't see it very well. 2x minus 5y is equal to negative 44. And again, I know you can't really read that, but it's okay. So the you-do problems, again, per usual, I would pause it if I were you and do these on your own. And then if you don't get the right answer, I would hit play so you can watch me walk you through it. If you get the right answer, you can kind of click forward and skip a little bit. But you definitely want to do these on your own. If you skip these, or if you just watch me do them, it's not getting very much practice. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by 4. Let's get rid of that fraction. So we have 4y is equal to, the 4's cancel, so we have 3x plus 20. Subtract the 3x from both sides, so we have negative 3x plus 4y is equal to 20. But again, you cannot have a negative in front, so we change that negative to a positive, change the positive 4 to a negative 4, and the 20 to a negative 20. That is how you get your answer. The next one, again, we're going to have to get rid of the fraction, so multiply by least common multiple between a 3 and a 6. Sometimes, if you want to, you could use 18. That's going to make your answer a little bit different, but I'm going to use 6, I think is the easiest one. So I have 6y. 6 over 3 reduces down to 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2, so 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x. 6 is canceled, so we just have 1 left. And last but not least, add the 8x to both sides, where you end up getting 8x plus 6y equal to 1. So the next one, find the x and y intercepts and the slope, then graph. So these are in standard form, where you're finding the x and y intercept. And it's hard for me because it's kind of handy, but if I were you guys personally, I would just put this in slope intercept form every time. However, I guess I should say, if it told me to graph this, I would put it in slope intercept form, get the y by itself. But if it asks for the x and the y, it's the x and y intercept, it's easier to just leave in standard form. So the x-intercept, to find that, you're going to cover up the y, and what that is you're subbing 0 in for y. So to be an x-intercept, it's got to be right on your x-axis somewhere. Well, if it's right on your x-axis, you don't go up or down any, so 0 is your y value. The amount you go up or down is 0, or else it wouldn't be on the axis, wouldn't be right on your, sorry, it wouldn't be an intercept, it would be right on your axis. So, and then the slope is this formula. So, if I'm looking for the x-intercept, I sub in 0 for y. Really what that's going to do is, you can ignore that for right now. So all you have left is 3x is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 3. Your x-intercept is 8. Same thing with your y-intercept. Your y-intercept, you are covering up your x. So we end up with 4y is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 4, y is equal to 6. And last but not least, your slope is negative a over b. Now again, standard form, a is the first one, b is the second one. So we have negative 3 over 4, which is your slope. Now to graph this one, a couple different ways you can do it, but if I were you, if you already found the x and y intercepts, I would just graph those. Just keep in mind, your y-intercept is up and down, so 6 is way up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And your x-intercept is left and right, so 8 is a little bit further. Then connect those to make your line. Same thing with this one. Again, we'll go a little quicker. For your x-intercept, you cover up your y. 2x is equal to 10. Your y-intercept is 5. Your x-intercept is 5, if I said it differently. Your y-intercept, cover up your x. Negative 5y is equal to 10. Divide both sides by negative 5. You get your y value to be negative 2. And your slope, negative a over b, which is positive 2 over 5. And to graph that, your x-intercept is 5, so to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And your y-intercept is down 2. So, per usual, do this one on your own. When you're done, hit pause and check your work. Do the cover-up method with these. So my y value is positive 4. And then the slope, negative a over b. So that is positive 2. Oh, and then the graph, sorry. X-intercept is negative 2, y-intercept is 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so way up here. Off your graph, but not too much, and draw your line. So, moving on to point-slope form. Now, point-slope form, I think it's super useful. We have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Again, very rarely am I going to say you have to use point-slope form to do this problem, but there are problems that are much easier if you know this. So, the slope is your m. The x1 and y1 are from your ordered pairs. So, y minus, my y value is 4, is equal to 2 over 3 times x minus negative 2. Do me a favor. Other than this, the only other thing I want you to do is if you have minus and negative, I need that to be a plus. I personally rewrite my equation when I do that, but that is completely up to you. Same thing here, y minus negative 7 is equal to negative 3 over 5. Excuse me. So we have minus and negative, so y plus 7z is equal to negative 3 over 5, x minus 6. Hold on. Sorry, I'm really tired. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. There's not a z here. That's an equal sign, so it's just 7. Now these next ones are the exact same. The only difference is you have to find the slope first, and then it doesn't matter which ordered pair you use. So the slope is the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you can label, x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 is 10 minus y1 is 7 over 2 minus 4. 10 minus 7 is 3. 2 minus 4 is 2. The slope is 3 over 2. However, that's not the answer yet. We need to use one of these equations and use it just like we did before. So y minus 7 is equal to 3 over 2 times x minus 4. And you can do the same thing with the other point. Doesn't make any difference. If you reduce both of these, they both reduce down to the same answer. But when they're in point slope form without simplifying or anything, they're a little bit different. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5, so that's your slope. Again, it doesn't matter which order pair you use. 1 y minus negative 3 is equal to, sorry, y minus negative 3 is equal to 3 over 5 times x minus 4. Again, the only thing I'd appreciate, you can go through, and even if you just erase it and rewrite it, that's fine. But slash and dash that, it's positive, so y plus 3 is equal to 3 over 7. Sorry, 3 over 5, x minus 4. I know that's hard to read, but it's 3 over 5. I apologize. The next one, x minus negative 6. So it would be x plus 6 is equal to y times x plus 2. Oh, sorry. This is not a y. I am struggling. I apologize. And I said 2, and it's supposed to be a 1. Okay. Okay, the next one. Again, do this one on your own. Hit play. Y minus negative 5 over 7. Oh my goodness, I'm messing that all up. X minus 3, or sorry, x minus 3. Oh my goodness. This one erased my mistake. So y plus 2 is equal to negative 5 over 4, x plus 3. And the next one goes through those ordered pairs. Again, don't make this harder than it is. Just have to find your slope first. Negative 5 minus 1 over 2 minus negative 2. So 5 minus 1 is negative 6. And these are 0, so it's undefined. Sorry, I feel like I made a mistake here somewhere. Okay, sorry, I found it. 2 plus 2 is not 0, it is 4. So negative 3 over 2. So when you plug that in, you get this using one of your ordered pairs and this one using the other ordered pair. Point slope form to slope intercept form and standard form. Okay. So these you're finding the slope first, obviously. So 7 minus 15 over 5 minus 15. So that's negative 8 over negative 10. Which you divide those by 2 is 4 over 5. So that's my slope. So it wants it in standard form and slope intercept form. So the thing I always do first is I do point slope form first. So y minus, so y value, I'm going to use the second one. 7 is equal to 4 over 5 times x minus 5. Then I do the same little trick where I distribute my 5 to the left. 5y minus 35. Distribute my top to the right. 4x minus 20. So you do the same thing, whether it's in standard form or slope intercept form. That's the way I would start it. Now, in standard form, I'm going to go ahead and add the 35, which you would have done anyways, in slope intercept. That should be 33, I'm thinking. Then divide everything by 5. Oops, sorry, I should have specified. So for slope-intercept form, we divide everything by 5. Y is equal to 4 over 5x plus 33 over 5. It's some decimal. All right, I found the mistake, and the mistake is you should always make sure you're writing clear enough you can read your handwriting. This is 20. So negative 20 plus 35 is, not 33, is 15. So when you divide everything by 5, y is equal to 4 over 5x plus 3. So that was slope-intercept form. For standard form, you do the exact same thing. You start, everything's the same. The only difference is in this step right here. Actually, this whole thing. You still add the 35 to both sides, so you still have 5y is equal to 4x plus 15, if you will. The only difference is now, rather than dividing by 5, I get that 4x to the other side. So you have negative 4x plus 5y is equal to 15. Divide everything by negative 1 to get rid of that negative in front. So we have 4x minus 5y is equal to negative 15. And the last one, go ahead and do this one on your own. So we're going to, again, I would start by putting in point slope. So y minus y1 is equal to the slope times x minus x1. So it's plus. Then you distribute your 7 to the left, your numerator to the right. So we have 7y plus 63 is equal to negative 4x plus 56. Again, this is where I guess you're going to do this in either step. Subtract the 63. So we have 7y is equal to negative 4x. 56 minus 63 is negative 7. And this is where, for slope-intercept form, you go ahead and divide everything by 7. So you get this. In standard form, all you do is you have the 7y is equal to negative 4 over 7x plus 1. We add the 4 over 7x to both sides. Oh. Oh. Sorry, let me rewrite this. Sorry, there's a lot of mistakes in this, but it's really hard to redo the whole thing. So this step, 7y is equal to negative 4x minus 7. And all we need to do is add the 4x to both sides. So that ends up with this. All right, if you have any questions, make sure you let me know. Thanks.